Welcome to the Shigeaki podcast. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and I'm thrilled to be here again with the incredible Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Today's episode might surprise you. You see, most people think soaking chia seeds is the easiest thing in the world. Just toss them in water and wait, right? But the truth is, over 90% of people are doing it wrong, especially those over 50 who are using chia for digestion, energy, or weight loss. I hear it all the time. I drink chia water every morning, but I'm still bloated. Or, I haven't noticed any weight changes. Some even say their digestion feels worse after adding chia seeds. But it's not the chia that's the problem. It's the way you're preparing them. One small mistake when soaking can cancel out all the benefits and even cause discomfort.
Yes, and in many Asian traditions, we've used seeds similar to chia for centuries, but we never treat them casually. In Japan, for example, the way we prepare seeds is almost ritualistic. We rinse, soak, and combine them carefully to support the body, not disrupt it. With chia, one tiny mistake, like using the wrong liquid, skipping a rinse, or storing them improperly, can lead to bloating, poor absorption, or even the breakdown of the omega-3 fats you're trying to get in the first place.
So in today's episode, we're going to walk you through exactly what's going wrong. We'll cover the 5 most common mistakes people make when soaking chia seeds, how to do it the right way, and when to drink chia water to support your digestion, weight, and circulation. And at the end, we'll give you a simple challenge, just one small change to try for a week. You'll be amazed by how different you feel. So if you've ever soaked chia seeds or you're thinking of trying it, stay with us. And if you find this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who's been unknowingly making these same mistakes.
Let's start with one of the most common mistakes I see: people skipping the soaking step entirely or rushing it. You've probably seen this before, or maybe done it yourself. Someone grabs a spoonful of chia seeds and just sprinkles them straight onto their yogurt or oatmeal, or tosses them into a smoothie and drinks it immediately. It feels convenient, right? But this is actually one of the biggest missteps when it comes to using chia seeds for health. You see, chia seeds need time, real time, to absorb water and form their gel-like coating. Ideally, we're talking at least 20 minutes, and even longer if you want the full benefits. When you skip this, the seeds end up soaking up water from inside your stomach instead, and for older adults, that's where problems begin. If chia seeds aren't pre-soaked, they can pull moisture from your digestive tract, leaving you feeling dry, bloated, or even constipated. In some cases, especially for those with sensitive digestion or who aren't drinking enough water, it can lead to a serious blockage in the gut. That's definitely not the outcome we want from something that's supposed to support digestion and health.
Yes, and if we look at it biologically, the outer shell of the chia seed contains mucilage, a natural fiber that becomes a thick gel when it meets water. This gel is what makes chia seeds so helpful for digestion and satiety. But it doesn't happen instantly. If you just wait 5 or 10 minutes, the seed might look a little swollen, but it hasn't fully hydrated yet. That means the mucilage hasn't developed enough to form a protective layer for your gut. Eating dry or under-soaked chia is like sending tiny sponges into your stomach. They're going to swell in there, and that's not comfortable. It can irritate the lining, slow digestion, and even interfere with how nutrients are absorbed. That's why proper soaking is essential. To get the best results, soak your chia seeds for at least 30 minutes. But honestly, if you have the time, soaking them for 2 hours or even overnight is ideal. The longer they soak, the more fully they expand, and the easier they are for your body to use.
And just to make it practical, the ideal ratio is 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to 6 to 10 tablespoons of water. If you like thicker gel, use less water. If you prefer a lighter texture, use more. Once they've soaked properly, you'll get all the benefits: hydration, fiber, better digestion, and even improved blood sugar response.
One thing many people overlook when preparing chia seeds is the type of water they're using. It seems simple, just add water, right? But this detail makes a huge difference. I've seen many older adults using cold water straight from the fridge or regular tap water from the sink, and they wonder why their chia seeds never form the proper gel. What they don't realize is that cold water actually slows down the hydration process. Chia seeds take much longer to absorb water when it's cold, and in some cases, they never fully expand. But even more concerning is when people use chlorinated tap water. Chlorine, which is added to most municipal tap water as a disinfectant, can interfere with the natural mucilage, the outer coating of the chia seed that forms the gel. This mucilage is delicate, and if disrupted, the chia gel becomes unstable or won't form at all.
That's right. And from a biological perspective, we have to think about what we're trying to support here. The outer shell of the chia seed contains enzymes that help the seed become more digestible when soaked. Warm water, around 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, helps to activate those enzymes naturally. It's like waking up the chia seed and telling it, okay, it's time to release your nutrients. When you soak chia in warm, clean water, you're supporting the release and absorption of omega-3 fatty acids, plant-based protein, and soluble fiber. But when you use cold or chemically treated water, it blocks or slows these processes, so you end up with a less bioavailable food. And that means fewer health benefits even though you're going through the same motions.
Exactly. Think of it like making tea. You wouldn't try to steep a tea bag in ice water and expect full flavor and benefits, right? The same logic applies here. If your goal is digestive support, better hydration, and nutrient absorption, then temperature and water quality both matter.
So how do we fix this? It's simple, really. Use clean, filtered water that's been slightly warmed, not boiling, just warm to the touch. Around 40 to 50 degrees Celsius is perfect. You can even use still mineral water, as long as it's non-carbonated and doesn't contain added chlorine. Avoid cold water straight from the fridge and stay away from sparkling water or bottled mineral waters that are high in sodium or carbonation. Those can disrupt the chia's natural swelling process.
Here's a step that almost no one talks about, but it makes a big difference. Rinsing your chia seeds before soaking. Most people just scoop dry chia straight into their water or smoothie, thinking it's clean enough. But that's not always the case. Chia seeds are tiny, and because of that, they can carry fine dust, bits of husk, or tiny particles that are hard to see with the naked eye. Even if your chia looks clean, it may still have some surface residue from processing or storage. And over time, especially if the seeds have been sitting in your pantry for a while or come from a less reputable source, they can pick up a stale smell or start to float, indicating poor quality or dryness. When these unwashed seeds are soaked, the water can turn cloudy or even develop a slight odor, making your drink much less appealing and, in some cases, harder to digest.
That's especially important for men and women over 50. At that age, digestion tends to slow down. The last thing your body needs is extra debris entering the system daily, dust, husks, or seed fragments. Over time, even small amounts can build up and cause bloating, discomfort, or reduce your gut's ability to absorb nutrients efficiently. Rinsing chia seeds does more than clean them. It actually helps wake up the seeds. When you rinse them briefly, you're prepping their outer layer, called the mucilage, to hydrate more evenly and form a smoother gel. You'll notice that your soaked chia turns out clearer, more uniform, and easier to digest.
So, how do you rinse them properly without making a mess? It's very simple. Just place your chia seeds into a fine mesh strainer, then run cold water over them for about 20 to 30 seconds. Use a spoon or your fingers to gently stir the seeds around as the water flows through. This helps loosen any dirt or light husks that might be clinging to them. You'll often see some tiny particles or bits float to the top and wash away. Once you're done, let the seeds drain for a moment, and then go ahead and transfer them to a clean glass or jar to soak. You can use filtered water, warm water, or even a lemon-infused water for extra digestive support.
If you're someone who uses chia every day, as many of our listeners over 50 do, make rinsing a habit. And one more tip, if you're buying chia seeds regularly, consider choosing organic brands from reputable sources. They tend to have higher purity standards, fewer fillers, and are easier on your digestive system in the long run. It only takes 30 seconds, but rinsing your chia seeds can make all the difference.
One of the most common mistakes I see, especially among health-conscious people trying to make overnight chia puddings, is soaking chia seeds directly in milk, whether it's almond milk, cow's milk, oat milk, or adding sugar, honey, or even nut butter right from the beginning. I understand the convenience, but here's the problem. When you introduce fat and sugar too early in the soaking process, you actually interfere with the chia seed's ability to hydrate and release its full nutritional benefits. Fat-rich environments slow down the seed's natural swelling process. Instead of forming that perfect gel-like coating, which supports digestion and hydration, you end up with partially soaked seeds or uneven texture. And if you're over 50, that means slower digestion, bloating, or reduced absorption of the antioxidants and omega-3 seconds that make chia so powerful in the first place.
That's right. There's a real biological mechanism at play here. Chia seeds are naturally hydrophilic. They love to absorb water. But when you soak them directly in milk, especially dairy or nut-based milks, the proteins and fats in those liquids can coat the outer layer of the seeds. This creates a kind of barrier that prevents water from entering the inner part of the seed. The result? The mucilage layer, the gel-forming soluble fiber that helps your gut and lowers blood sugar, doesn't form as effectively. On top of that, if you're adding sugar or honey from the start, you're increasing oxidative stress in the body, which works directly against chia's anti-inflammatory potential. Remember, chia seeds are naturally rich in antioxidants, but if you combine them too early with high glycemic ingredients like sugar, you may blunt or even cancel out those benefits. That's not what we want, especially for adults trying to control blood pressure, inflammation, or insulin resistance.
So, how do we fix this? It's actually very simple. Soak your chia seeds in clean, room temperature, or warm filtered water first. Give them at least 30 to 60 minutes to expand and form that gel. This ensures they absorb enough water to fully activate the mucilage and begin releasing beneficial nutrients. Once the seeds are fully hydrated, after at least half an hour, ideally longer, you can then add your milk of choice, a few berries, cinnamon, or even a touch of honey if needed. At that point, the nutrients are already bioavailable, and the added ingredients won't interfere with hydration or absorption.
That's the key. Think of the water-soaking phase as a pre-activation step. It's like unlocking the door to all the goodness inside each tiny chia seed. And for our audience over 50, doing this one small step right can dramatically improve how your body uses the fiber, protein, and omega-3s, whether you're eating for heart health, weight balance, or digestive comfort. So next time you're making your chia pudding or breakfast jar, pause before pouring in the milk.
Next, here's something we don't talk about enough. How long is too long when it comes to soaked chia seeds? Many people think that once they've soaked their chia seeds, they can just leave them in the fridge for days, scooping out a spoonful here and there. Some even leave it on the counter in a bottle for quick access. But the truth is, this habit can backfire, especially for those of us over 50 with more sensitive digestion. Soaked chia seeds are highly perishable. Once they're hydrated and form that gel-like consistency, they become vulnerable to spoilage, especially if they're exposed to air, light, or warm temperatures. If you're keeping that jar for more than 2 to 3 days, you're already risking bacterial growth or oxidation.
Exactly. I've seen this quite a bit. The chia gel might look fine on day 3 or 4, but there are subtle signs it's starting to go bad. One of the first things you'll notice is a slight sour smell. It's not always obvious, but it's there, a tangy, almost fermented odor that tells you the fats in the chia seeds are beginning to break down. Another sign is texture. If the gel becomes overly slimy or develops an uneven consistency, it may be harboring bacterial growth. Also, if you see discoloration, any shift from the normal grayish or translucent tone to yellowish or brown patches, that's a red flag. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for heart and brain health. But omega-3s are also incredibly delicate. Once exposed to air, they oxidize quickly, and when fats oxidize, they don't just lose their nutritional power, they can become inflammatory, which is the exact opposite of what we want from chia seeds.
So, what's the right way to store soaked chia seeds? First, always use a clean, airtight glass container. Plastic containers tend to hold on to odors and are more prone to bacterial contamination over time. After soaking, seal the chia gel and store it in the refrigerator. But here's the key. Use it within 48 hours. That's your safe window for freshness and maximum nutritional benefit. If you're not going to use the full batch within that time, scale down your portions. Soak only what you'll realistically consume within 2 days. And never leave chia gel on the countertop overnight, even if your kitchen seems cool. It's just not worth the risk, especially if you're adding it to smoothies, oatmeal, or yogurt that's meant to support your digestion and immune system.
That's wise advice. For men and women over 50, digestion already slows down a bit. The last thing we need is spoiled chia gel causing bloating or inflammation. Keep it fresh, store it right, and always smell and inspect before using.
Now that we've walked through the 5 most common mistakes, let's shift gears and talk about how to actually do it right. Soaking chia seeds sounds simple. Just add water, right? But to really unlock the nutritional power of these tiny seeds, you need to follow a proper method. This isn't just about texture or taste. It's about how your body absorbs the omega-3 seconds, the fiber, and the protein. Here's the gold standard. For every tablespoon of chia seeds, use about 150 milliliters of clean, cool water. That's roughly half a glass. This ratio gives the seeds enough water to fully expand without turning the mixture into a sludgy mess. Stir it well after the first few minutes to prevent clumping. Chia tends to stick together if left untouched.
Yes, and here's where most people get impatient. They sprinkle chia seeds in their drink and sip it right away, but that won't give your body the full benefit. Chia needs time to hydrate, to swell and form that gel layer. So we recommend soaking it for at least 30 minutes, though it's even better if you let it sit for 2 to 8 hours. If you're prepping it before bed and letting it soak overnight in the fridge, you'll wake up to a perfectly formed gel, ready to add to oatmeal or yogurt. And remember, once soaked, chia seeds become perishable. Store the mixture in a sealed glass jar in the refrigerator. Ideally, use it within 2 days, 3 at most. Beyond that, the gel can break down, the fats can oxidize, and the flavor starts to turn.
That's such a key point. Don't just toss it in a plastic container and forget it. Keep it clean, airtight, and cold. Now, if you're looking to add flavor or enhance digestion, there are some safe and effective ingredients you can add after soaking.
Absolutely. Once the chia gel has formed, feel free to mix in a squeeze of lemon, a pinch of cinnamon, a few fresh mint leaves, or thin slices of cucumber or ginger. These additions can make your drink more refreshing and can support digestion, circulation, and inflammation reduction. But here's the important part. Don't add acidic ingredients like lemon or vinegar before soaking. If you add them too early, the acid can interfere with the gel-forming mucilage around the seed. It makes the gel unstable, more watery, and less pleasant to consume.
So, think of it as a 2-step process. Soak first, then enhance. Let the chia do its thing in plain water, give it time to hydrate fully, and only then add your boosters. It's a small detail, but it makes all the difference in how your body receives the nutrients. With the right soaking method, chia seeds become one of the most effective and versatile superfoods in your kitchen. All it takes is a little patience, the right water, and a bit of mindfulness.
So let's wrap things up with a quick recap. Today we uncovered 5 common mistakes that many people make when soaking chia seeds. First, soaking too quickly, or not soaking at all. Second, using cold water, tap water, or bottled mineral water, which can interfere with chia's natural gel formation. Third, skipping the important step of rinsing chia seeds before soaking. Fourth, soaking chia directly with milk, sweeteners, or fat-based liquids, which can block nutrient release. And finally, storing soaked chia seeds for too long or keeping them improperly, which can lead to spoilage or oxidation. Each of these may seem small on its own, but together they can make a big difference. The truth is, chia only becomes a powerful superfood when it's soaked the right way. That's when it helps digestion, reduces inflammation, supports heart health, and even contributes to healthier skin.
Now, I want to invite everyone listening to take our simple 3-day chia challenge. Starting tomorrow morning, soak your chia seeds properly using the method we've discussed. After they're ready, enhance the drink with a natural ingredient, maybe lemon, mint, or cucumber. Then drink it slowly and pay attention to how your body feels throughout the day. Lighter digestion, more energy, clearer skin. Keep a small journal if you can. Chia doesn't have to be boring. You can use it as a refreshing detox drink, a post-workout hydrator, or even mix it into your breakfast routine, but only if you prepare it right. Tell us, how do you usually soak your chia seeds? And what are you going to change after today's episode? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and don't miss our next episode.